Yo, this is Talish. I'm back, and it's another build order VOD for you guys. This is going to be a terrran versus Zerg 3-hatch muted counter build order. Yeah, I know I've done it a lot before, but I think it's good to have at least 2, 3, 4, or even 5 build orders that counter the most common build order that Zerg can do. I know a lot of people say that you actually just have to have like one build order and just practice it, and you can just adjust to different timings, and I think that is correct as well, but it's also fun to have different build orders, and it can be really surprising for your opponent if you have a lot of build orders. So it's really good in a best of 3 or in tournament play or something like that. And this build order is actually very unorthodox. It's actually a build order that I have invented myself, but don't turn this video off yet. I promise you it's a really solid build order, and I have tried this versus many good Zerg players like Tot Naugrim and Tot Pro, and I have found out that this build order is really good. This is going to be a pretty weird timing attack. It's going to be a timing attack at 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's the timing when a 3-hatch muta build usually transition into lurkers, and you're gonna bust his sunken line, and you're gonna be able to surround his lurkers, and then they're gonna morph, and you're gonna kill them, and he's gonna type GG, and you're gonna be satisfied that you watched this VOD. Hopefully, that's at least my intention of this VOD. Anyway, I'd like to call this build order the terrran versus Zerg E-timing build order with double E and without the Han, and that's 2 reasons, because I actually don't know what E-Han means. It's some Korean weird timing thing. I only heard it when Jaedong bust Stork's Nexus with the Scourges and Mutalisk in a really good timing versus Corsairs and Cannons. But I actually don't know what it means. And the double E, because it's going to be 2 E base in this build order. So that's going to be 2 E's. Oh, see what I did there. 2 E's. That was unintentional actually, but yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking crap here right now. I'm gonna show you the build order instead. What you do is you make a 9 supply, and then you make an 11 racks, and then you make a supply with your SV that made the racks. It's actually exactly the same opening as the terrran versus Zerg 9-min push strategy that I have another VOD of. Then you're gonna make SVs and Marines. When that second supply is up, you're gonna make SVs and Marines at all time. And you see here I have 2 SVs and 2 Marines on the building. And then when the SV on 21 or 22, it's gonna be 21 first and then 22 when the Marine pops. That SV is gonna make a 3rd supply, and then that SV is gonna make an academy. But right now I'm making another 2. You see I have 2 SVs and 2 Marines. Again, I pump Marines and SVs at all times, and with every SV that's coming out of the CC, I'm making a new building. With the first one I made a supply, and the second one I make a refinery. So that's the timing of the refinery and the supply. And when the supply is finished, the 3rd supply is finished, you make academy with that SV directly, and that's one difference now from the terrran versus Zerg 9-min push. You don't add another barrack really fast. You add another academy instead. So there's where it differs. Anyway, when the refinery is finished, you take 2 SVs and go to the refinery, and then directly you transfer 6 SVs to your expansion. And then you still make SVs from both command centers, and you make Marines from the barrack at all time. And when you have cash for it, you're gonna make the 2nd barrack, and I will do it now when I have 150 there on 34 supply. And I think it's gonna be at 34 supply later on the build order. Of course, I'm gonna put the build order up on the thread, and I'm gonna put the replay up. So if you miss anything here, or if I miss anything here, because I'm commentating this, I just do one take, because otherwise it takes too long for me to record all this stuff. I have some studies to do, and I have work at the same time, so I don't have time to do multiple recordings. So I might miss some things, but don't hang me for that. Anyway, when you have 40 supply, you're gonna add 2 E base, and you really want to add them as soon as possible when you have 40 supply, and then you're gonna get like 2 SVs, and you're gonna get 42 supply when you actually make them, I think. But you move the SCVs from your mineral line at 40 supply, and then make 2 e-base, and that's very important. When the academy is finished as well, you make a medic as soon as possible, and then a fire bat, because you don't want to die to early livings. So it's really important to get that fire bat out and the medic out. You don't have to cut any gas from the academy. You can first, when it's finished, you're gonna make stim pack, and then when the stim pack is done, you're gonna upgrade range directly, and you're still gonna have enough gas to make that medic, the fire bat, and the double upgrade from the e-base. And when the e-base are finished, you upgrade. And during this whole time, you have one SCV making supply at all time, because having 2 barracks and 2 command centers pumping units, it's going to take up 1 marine making supply at all times, and you're going to have the perfect supply count. So that's pretty good. Anyway, when you have started upgraded from both e-base, then you're going to make comsat station on your main and on your natural. You're going to have like 60 or 70 gas when you start upgrading. When you have after you have upgrade attack and armor in the e-base, and then you just have to wait a few seconds, and then you can add 2 comsat stations. And then after you have added the comsat stations, then you can use your gas to make to start making medics. You're gonna need 5 or 6 medics for this build. Anyway, when you are making the comsat stations, when you just have started making them, keep making supplies, of course, and the cities and marines, but then you're gonna have enough cash to make 3 barracks. So as I did here on this video, I made 3 barracks after I started making the comsats. And when the comsats is finished, you scan, and if you see his spire, you're gonna put up turrets directly, because the scans are gonna be finished at 6 minutes and 40 seconds, I think. So you have about 10 seconds to place I spit on the screen there. Anyway, you're gonna have 10 seconds to make the turrets. So they will be up at about 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and that's a pretty good timing for versus the mutalisks. Anyway, you cut some SCV production when you have the 5 barracks up, so you can make 2 supplies now. When the 5 barracks are up, you're obviously gonna need to make more supplies. So when they are up, you start making 2 supplies at all time with your SCVs instead of 1. And then you just keep making a lot of marines. When you have 5 or 6 medics, you can keep just making marines, because they're going to be the firepower of this build. And then when you start moving out, you can start adding SCVs again, because then your economy will be so good, so you can make both marines out of all barracks and SCVs. And you start moving out when your upgrade in the eBay is at the G in the end of upgrading. When it's just passing the G, then you move out, because then you're gonna be at his base at exactly 8 minutes and 30 seconds, or you're gonna be there earlier if it's close pass. But if it's far distance pass, then you're gonna be there at 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and then just stay there, spread them out, and stim, and wait 1 second, and then you're gonna get your upgrades, and your medics is gonna heal your marines, and then you attack. So it's that precise timing. When you arrive, you can stim your marines, and then you're gonna have your upgrades while the medics actually heal the marines, and then you just attack his base. And this is gonna be a timing where he is morphing his lurkers, so there are gonna be eggs there, and you're gonna break his sunkens, and the sunkens cannot kill 1/1 units that easily. So you're gonna break them most definitely pretty easy, and then you can surround the lurkers and make a scan, and then kill the lurkers, because lurkers are also bad versus 1/1 upgraded marines and medics. So this is the build order, and I'm gonna do the in-game VOD now.